12 and a half minutes away from kickoff tonight. This presentation of Pleasant Grove Hawk football is sponsored by Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital, Gregor Auto, and State Bank. Tonight's play-by-play will be provided by Quinn Stanfield. Alongside Quinn and myself, former PG coach and forever PG Hawk, Lucas Walker will be joining us with some color tonight. Game time temperature is going to be about 68 degrees tonight, and a chance of rain is in the forecast, but have not seen any in the area. Winds are going to be light and variable, no more than 7 miles per hour, so weather may not be an issue tonight. And we are at Sam Parker Field here in Mount Pleasant, Texas. Quinn, Lucas, what do y'all think about tonight's game?
Well, this is kind of the matchup that everybody's been looking forward to up to this point. You know, as we wrapped up the earlier part of the Pleasant Grove season, one of the kind of goal number one was to correct the losing part of the pre-district schedule, which we did going into the district season. And goal number two was to get into the playoffs and do well there. Goal number three, I think, was to get to this rematch. You know, and anything beyond this for Pleasant Grove, I think, is just gravy. Or as we say, with me being a South Louisiana boy, we called it lagniappe down there, a little something extra. So this is good stuff for us right now. I think for Gilmer, too. I think they've been looking forward to the rematch. It's just a good rivalry, and they wanted another shot just to go against us as well.
Yeah, I think these two teams, they really love to play against each other. It's over the past 4 or 5 years, it's became a really big rivalry in East Texas. So I'm just excited to see these teams battle. I think it's a little more being the fourth round in the playoffs tonight, and you know we're both close to home, only about an hour away. We're not 3 or 4 hours, so I think we're going to see a good crowd by both sides. Gilmer showing good crowd over here, and Pleasant Grove has more people than they did last week as well.
Yeah, I think you're right. You know, there's a fair amount of smack talk between the players on both teams and between the fans that jump on the apps that we all read and all that. But ultimately, when you push past all that, I think there's a lot of respect for the two programs towards each other, even with the smack talk going on.
Well, and it is fun watching the smack talk, and I do my best to stay off of them myself. Already get called homer enough, so I definitely try not to put my 2 cents in there. But, you know, you've got the professionals out there as far as, you know, Dave Campbell's is calling this game a 17-point, you know, spread, you know, with Gilmer having the favor. And but what I have heard most of the talking heads out there say is the team that Pleasant Grove is putting on the field tonight is not the team that Gilmer faced 4 weeks ago. And so I do think that there's going to be some added positives to Pleasant Grove. But when you go back 4 weeks ago, is it enough to overcome a 55-14, you know, loss?
Right. You mean, it's a hard thing to talk about and not sound like you're bad-mouthing either team or pumping up either team too much. But, again, I mean, the best I can say for what I think is PG wants to be competitive in this game. At the beginning of the season, nobody expected them to be here, probably except for the coach and the team themselves. Most of the community probably was thinking they wouldn't get this far. So to be here and be this far is a big testament to how hard they've worked and the culture of heart and soul and full tilt and never quitting and all that. So really, really good. At the very least tonight, I think they want to represent well, compete really hard, you know, and then, again, winning would just be bonus.
Yeah, I think the matchup this time is going to be a guy that didn't play what Jay was talking about. He didn't play 4 weeks ago when we first played. Would be Akari Johnson, and he's over the last 4 games. He's brought so much to this team and helped them out so much. He's helped them grow. But I think the matchup tonight is going to be him versus Fluellen. Obviously, if anybody listened to Game Day a couple nights ago when Landon Jackson, and he was actually on there, he talked about that he was going to be guarding Fluellen tonight. So that would be a big matchup in my opinion. And I don't think Fluellen's a guy that really you could stop, but maybe he can limit him a little bit tonight.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Well, and I think you've also going to have Victor Shaw at 100%. You know, he wasn't 100% for that game. You know, I think that you're going to see a lot more of Jalen Bordley tonight than Gilmer saw last time, even though he did have 2 passes, one with a touchdown.
I think we're going to see a lot of Pleasant Grove trying to run it up the middle. I don't see us trying to get on the perimeter. If you went back and watched last game, we tried to get on the perimeter, and obviously it didn't work very well. But I think you see us running up the middle a lot, and I just think that's how the game's going to go. And we're going to try to keep the ball out of Gilmer's hands, and I think that's the best way to try to beat those guys.
I think another big key for us, along with I agree with Akari as well, but another big key for Pleasant Grove is going to be the play of the offensive line. We've said over and over and over all year long that there's such a young group, and I think when you're this far into the season and you're in the fourth round of the playoffs, you don't get to use that excuse anymore. It's time to stop saying this offensive line is young. This is the offensive line. It's this year's line. It's going to be next year's line, and probably the next 2 years of line. So tonight's a night they got to step up and bring in a little more than they have, and especially got to cut down on the false start penalties. We've seen way too many of those in the last 2 games in critical situations, and you can't make those kind of mistakes and get behind the chains against Gilmer, because they're going to make you pay for it all night long.
Well, in regard to how these two teams got here, Gilmer did end up, taking that district championship, and they beat Mejia 71-14, Caddo Mills 68-31, and Van 56-35. And I like getting into the numbers sometimes. And one of the stats I did like in regard to being a PG homer is that Gilmer is allowing 11 more points per game against their offense than they have the whole season. So in the playoffs, their defense has given up, more points, i.e. you are going to play better teams in the playoffs. But I hope that is going to be, the same tonight, that they're going to give up more points to Pleasant Grove than they did in the regular season.
Yeah, I think you're right there. They're giving up more points, but I read a stat somewhere, it might have even just been on the message boards, that Gilmer has outscored all of the 4A Division II teams in every round of the playoffs. They've been the leading scoring offensive team. So even their defense has given up a little bit more than they have. Their offense is taking care of that.
Yeah, and like you said, I think tonight, or not really, I don't think this is going to define the game, but the quick passes that Gilmer was hitting us with last time we played them 4 weeks ago, it's going to be interesting to see how Coach Darby and Coach Taylor, the defense coordinators, figure that out and try to limit those big plays that we were giving up.
Well, that kind of, I don't know if it was a delay draw that they were running, or it's an inside run that several teams have done against us, and Gilmer had success the first time we played as well. We're going to have an answer for that, because you got to expect them to come back and try that again since it worked the first time.
That one back power where the guard's pulling and kicking out the defensive end, and they're just hitting it right up the middle.
Well, the 4 names that we're going to say a lot tonight for Gilmer, definitely going to be Brandon Tennyson, who's thrown for 3,100 more yards in passing, 31 TDs. He's only thrown 4 interceptions, so he's keeping the ball on their side of the line. And then you've got Ashton Haynes, like you mentioned, their running back. I mean, he's rushed for 1,100 yards already this year, 22 TDs and 3 more on receiving TDs. So you take Brandon Tennyson and Haynes, and they're strong enough. And we haven't even talked about Fluellen or Rockwell, and both of them combined have 18 TDs so far in receiving. So they've got 4 heads that are just going to roll tonight, that Pleasant Grove is definitely going to have to look at trying just to
on the offensive side.
Yeah, just on the offensive side.
Well, I'm a big fan of Tennyson and Fluellen, both. They're on the opposing team, but just as a guy that likes football, you like to pull for guys that are great athletes. I think back to 2018 when Cuero did what they did to us at Jerry World, and all that Whittington did in that game. I didn't walk out of that place thinking I hate Whittington. I mean, I became a Whittington fan. Yeah. That dude was a beast, and I pull for him at UT now, even though I'm not a UT fan. And so I kind of feel the same way about watching Tennyson. The dude is a stud. Rohan Fluellen, same way. I just enjoy watching those guys make big-time plays and looking forward to what they're going to do in their futures.
Well, we can't go into this game without talking about the elephant that's no longer in the room, and the only team that is left that has a perfect season this year is China Spring, and Carthage is no longer in the mix, and that was definitely quite a surprise to many folks. And so, the remaining teams left, of course, it's going to be your Gilmer Buckeyes and Pleasant Grove, but you've got China Springs playing West Orange Stark, Salina Bobcats playing the Aubrey Chaparrals, and Cuero Gobblers playing Navarro Panthers. So those are the 8 teams that are basically left in this entire state in this division. So let's take a moment to listen to our anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the center of the field for tonight's coin toss.
Well, Jay, going back to what you were saying about China Springs and Carthage, I remember going into that game that Dave Campbell's had. I can't remember if I don't think they predicted China Springs to win or not, but I remember them saying that if anybody could take Carthage down, that would be the team. So I don't think there was a huge amount of surprise. I think the bigger surprise was kind of a little bit of a domination most of the game until Carthage made a run right at the end.
Yeah, I was listening to some of Dave Campbell's podcast this week, and that's what they were saying. It was the domination that was such a surprise to them, not necessarily that China Spring won.
Even on the offensive side, China Springs was dominating that defense. They projected that China Springs would do pretty well against Carthage's kind of slower offense that they've had in the past, I guess you'd say. But that defense that they've had was obviously the best defense in the state of Texas in our division, and they kind of just got schooled, and yeah, it's a big surprise that way.
And I'm hoping that there's going to be some giddiness on the Gilmer sideline because Carthage did get beat. And
looking ahead.
I hope that they are looking ahead, and just maybe. And of course, I love their coach as well, so I can't imagine he allowed his players to get past that. But those are definitely two of the things that I'm hoping to have happened this week.
Well, we have had the coin toss. The teams are going back to the sidelines and getting ready. And we are just probably even less than a minute away from the kickoff to begin this regional final game.
Yeah, these games that are win or go home definitely are going to require each team to put their 11 best players regardless if they're on offense or defense. So I would imagine you'll see as many both side players tonight as we have all year from both teams.
Exactly.
Enrique Rios is teeing up the ball for the Hawks, getting ready for the kickoff. The Buckeyes have two guys back deep. I'll tell you who those are as soon as we can make a number out on either one of them. The Hawks begin with an onside kick, takes a big hop. Everybody going for the ball. I think it went out of bounds. There's a flag on the play.
That was a great onside kick. We just didn't get to it. I mean, that was the better onside kick I've seen from him all year.
Yeah, multiple bounces through the out-of-bounds line.
And when the ball doesn't get fielded by the other team, then coach is going to think that we should have recovered that ball.
Yep. So the Buckeyes will begin this with great field position. I mean, they're a yard away from being directly at midfield as we begin this game. Brandon Tennyson's in the shotgun for the Buckeyes. Man's going in motion right to left. That's Fluellen. Moved over to the slot on the left-hand side. Got an inside handoff for the Buckeyes. He's met at the line of scrimmage.
And That's the play that killed us last year. It looks like, or the last time we played them.
And this is the game that I hope that Lance Jackson would have a breakout, and he's already on the board with 1 tackle.
He's continued to get better and better each week, I feel like, too.
Tennyson again in a shotgun. Haynes next to him. Tennyson's looking to his left, and this pass is complete to number 9, Rockwell.
Rockwell's getting up really slow right here.
And playing a little soft off of that was Keelan Benton, and at this point in the game, I'm good with that.
Get into Hawk territory at the 44-yard line. 3rd down.
It's 3rd down and 4 for the Buckeyes. Tennyson is crushed in the backfield. A big catch is made for the Buckeyes at the sideline, and it is a Buckeye touchdown. That is number 2, Parker Gillo, the senior receiver.
Looks like there's a flag on the field.
I think Pleasant Grove got a little anxious there.
Personal foul, roughing the passer.
Oh, wow.
But what a catch.
That was just
one-handed catch.
Just a great catch. I really thought the ball was being thrown out of bounds, kind of.
Yeah, that is his 8th receiving TD of the year.
It wasn't bad. It definitely wasn't bad coverage. He was all over him. I mean, it was just a perfect throw and catch.
So personal foul is called against Pleasant Grove. It's declined by the Buckeyes, so the touchdown is good. They line up now to kick the extra point. The extra point by Jose Hernandez is good. Got 10:54 in the first quarter. We're at a score of 7-0 in favor of the Buckeyes. We're about to go to a break. We'll be back in just a bit.
The best football teams in Texas collide inside AT&T Stadium, all battling to be crowned champions. Get your tickets now for the UIL State Championships. Be a part of this Texas tradition. Log on to SeatGeek.com.
We are back from the break. Welcome back to this action. We're at 10:54 left in the first quarter. The Buckeyes have scored on a big pass on a pretty remarkable catch by senior Parker Gillo.
Yeah, so I guess the roughing the passer is going to be enforced on the kickoff.
And that is something that the Buckeyes have done all year long, is just had those quick strikes, basically 2 minutes into the game, and they've got points on the board.
Just limit the big plays, and Pleasant Grove should be fine. And obviously, the big play happened, but
yeah, that's kind of disheartening if you're a Grove defensive player, because you got good pressure on the quarterback, you had double coverage on the receiver, probably couldn't have had him covered much better, and still a great play was made. So the Buckeyes onside kick at this time is recovered at the 35-yard line by Garrett Harrison, number 10, and the Hawks will begin this drive at the 35.
You see that a lot right there. Onside kick is after the personal foul. It comes out to ends up being on the 35-yard line. So you would think maybe that it wasn't scheduled to be onside kick, but after the personal foul, they decided to go for one.
But right off the bat, this is a big possession for the Hawks. I mean, you've got to find a way to answer, because you're not built to fall way behind and come back. You've got to kind of go blow for blow with the Buckeyes on this. We've got an official timeout. Not sure what the reasoning. Looks like they're working on the chains on the other side.
I took about 7 links out, but I didn't think anybody saw me. But.
Well, speaking of that, the funny thing is last week when we came and they were measuring the links of it, was about half a yard short, and then they had to actually go get some links and put them on there.
When we were here last week.
When we were here last week. Take them off for a certain time when you're on offense and put them back on.
There you go. looks like they've got it worked out, and I think we're about to be underway for Hawk possession.
I am looking forward to the gamesmanship, which we've already seen a little bit just with the onside kicks. Just what else is up the sleeves of both coaches.
So Jared Halter is at quarterback. Akari Johnson goes in motion, takes the handoff, and works up the middle. Positive yards for the Hawks. It gains about 4 to bring up second down.
And I think that that's going to be important to Pleasant Grove to have these 3- and 4-yard plays to be able to eat up a lot of this clock just to keep the score down and keep the Buckeye offense off the field.
You know, I wasn't thinking that the first play would be right at number 44, but it was right at him. I think it was more of an option towards him. Either they kind of left him unblocked to see what he was going to do. Maybe he would expand out.
Yeah, Burton's only had 108 tackles so far this year. So
Halter gives it to Bordley up the right side. Bordley's got some room, breaks free. Just shy of the 40-yard line, takes it down to about the 41-yard line for a Pleasant Grove first down.
You know, before we went on there, one of the things that I said that I've seen Jalen do a little bit better the last few games is not outrun his blockers, and that's exactly what he did on that play. Is he stayed behind his blocker to get that extra probably 7 to 10 yards.
Officially, they spotted the ball at the 40, so a yard better than what I announced. You're going to see Johnson line up in several different positions tonight on both sides of the ball, actually. Johnson in motion. It's a give to him. He's going back up the middle a second time.
He had a little seam. It looks like that's what they're doing. They're finding out that number 44, he's widening with that with the jet motion, and it's leaving a big gap in the middle.
Kind of taking what they're giving.
He's taking what they're giving him. They're gaining 3-4 every time. But right there, he got tripped up by his own offensive lineman. It looked like he was almost broke it for more yardage.
They spot him for about a 3-yard gain. I thought he got a little bit more than that, but at this point, the Hawks will take the 3. It's second down and 7. Give to Bordley on the left side. He's got a little seam there to make some yards. He's past the first down marker.
Bordley takes it to the 30-yard line, first down.
Looked like the same play that he broke on that second run, just to the opposite side.
I believe you're right. So first down for the Hawks at the 30-yard line. 8:44 and clock running in the first quarter.
It's kind of the same play that other teams have been. If you've been watching the broadcast over the last probably, you've heard us talk about when the 2 offensive linemen pull outside. It's kind of the same kind of play that those teams hit us with that we're running right now.
Hawks are working the clock, taking it down to the last couple of seconds. It was a give to Davion Stewart. Davion's near the first down marker. Davion had a big game for the Hawks last week in the second half when they needed to just grind the clock.
Yeah, that was some good, tough running there, and he was stopped by Gidry, one of their defensive backs. And if the defensive backs are making tackles tonight, that's going to be good news for Pleasant Grove.
Ball is at the 23-yard line, second down and about 3. Halter hands off to Bordley.
Bordley to the 20.
Looks like he got the first down. They are moving the chains. First down, Pleasant Grove.
Keith Rockwell on 5 with the tackle.
It's funny to me sometimes, again, we talk about those apps and stuff like that, the message boards or Smokey or whatever, and so many people don't like this kind of offense. They say it's not flashy, it's not fun to watch. And, man, you know, I'm the dad of a former offensive lineman. I love watching this offense because your O-lineman matters so much in doing their jobs. Davion Stewart, correction, does Bordley up the right side for the Hawks, takes it down to the 15-yard line, second down.
And much of the success on that play right there was due to the line.
Yeah, he didn't get touched for 5 yards right there.
I don't think Victor Shaw has come off the field yet.
Or Lance Jackson. Or did he just come off? Lance might have just came off. Nope.
Halter under center.
That was a good timeout because it
got
did
a
not
timeout.
look like it was going to be a very successful play.
Well, it looked like Halter moved, picked up his leg, looking to tell somebody to go in motion, and nobody moved.
Yeah, I saw Vic at the wing, and I didn't think he was going to be going in motion.
You don't think Vic's going to be the jet sweep?
I didn't think so. Maybe they called it thinking Akari was in the game.
But I agree with you. That's a good timeout. You recognize, all right, we got a little bit of confusion. Let's stop it before it becomes big confusion.
Usually when you have confusion, the yellow flags come out.
Well, and this has been a good drive for Pleasant Grove so far, taking almost 6 minutes off the clock. This is good news overall, but not necessarily good news for Pleasant Grove. Number 9, Rockwell, is running up and down the sideline, so he appears to be good to go with that ankle, so that's good to hear from his standpoint. I missed looked at the clock like you did last time, Quinn. We still have 6 minutes left in this quarter.
2nd down and 4 from the 14-yard line. Handoff to Boardley. Boardley works up the left side. I think if he had broke that to the outside, he's got a lot of green space out there.
From what they've done, it looks like the point of emphasis is hit between the tackles. Like every single, even the jet sweeps, they're telling them to hit inside.
Yeah, it looks like they're playing for let's get positive yards, keep the chains moving, keep the clock rolling, be patient. Third down and 1. The Hawks send a couple of guys in motion, and we definitely got confusion there and a flag on the field.
Towards the middle, there is a flag on the play.
Illegal shift is the call against the Hawks, and that's the one thing that they can't have happen to get themselves in good situations and then shoot themselves in the foot.
Well, and that could just be from both of them playing many, many different positions this week during practice, and they thought the call was to them.
Kind of looked like we had two guys in the same spot almost.
Really did. So instead of 3rd and 1, now we have 3rd and about 5 or 6. Toss to Akari Johnson, really nowhere for him to go, and he's met in the backfield. Might have got back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up a 4th down for the Hawks in decision time.
Definitely, I would think that they'd be going for it right here. It'd be a, 32-yard field goal? 31? Or 33?
I'm trying to look at the sideline. I don't see Enrique anywhere moving around. So it's officially 4th and 6, and the Hawks are going for it.
Timeout.
Timeout called once again by Pleasant Grove. So we'll go to a break while we take this timeout. We'll be back in just a bit.
The best football teams in Texas collide inside AT&T Stadium, all battling to be crowned Champions. Get your tickets now for the UIL State Championships. Be a part of this Texas tradition. Log on to SeatGeek.com. The light shines on local students making their mark.
We grind as brothers, and we won as brothers today.
We just have each other's backs no matter what.
See what it takes to be the best in class. High School Spotlight, Sunday on Valley Sports Southwest.
We are back from the break. Teams are still in their timeout huddles. Be coming back to the field in just a bit. As they do, we'll be coming to a 4th and 6 for Pleasant Grove. Coach Gibson's opting to go for it unless we see any change during this timeout, but I don't see the kicker in the huddle anywhere.
Maybe this allowed the defensive coordinator to maybe overthink it for a second.
I would suggest maybe a pass to Lance Jackson here. We got Bordley out wide.
It's a jump ball to him. And it falls incomplete, so the Hawks give the ball over on downs. That's a big play for the Buckeyes.
And that was actually Akari at quarterback on that play.
Looked like it was a pretty good ball. It's going to be hard for...
Yeah, it did look like a pretty good ball, but it also looked like the defender never really turned around and had his hands all up in him the whole time. So it looks like they're getting after the umpire over there a little bit.
So Hawks defense needs to stand up right here as we give the ball back to the Buckeyes. Tennyson hands it off.
Good shoestring tackle right there by BJ because it looked like he might have hit his head on the goalpost if he didn't tackle him.
That give was to Ashton Haynes.
Yeah, he was through the line. The speed and the gear he hit right at the line was definitely going to get him through there, and great tackle.
Llewellyn goes in motion, coming to the left side of the formation in the slot. The give is to Haynes again. Good inside move. Great spin. Really good move by Haynes.
And that was one of the things that I saw the first time that they played Gilmer this year is a lot of missed tackles, so hopefully there will be fewer of those this game.
Buckeyes are going a little tempo this time. They give to Haynes once again. He's met in the backfield this time.
Good blitz off the edge right there by Cade McFadden. It made Tennyson give him the ball, and then he just tracked the running back down.
Yeah, Colin Manning was there on the stop.
Buckeyes are 5 wide this time. Tennyson Sloan in the backfield in the shotgun. Moves Haynes into the backfield with him. Looking to go deep to the right side. He's got the catch inside the 45-yard line and pushed out of bounds. That's Llewellyn.
Yeah, both Akari Johnson and Jonathan Ketchum both took the deep guy, and so he settled right in and caught that ball.
I'm glad they took the deep guy and not both took that guy.
Hawks are bringing the pressure. Reese Elrod puts a good lick on Tennyson, but the catch is made, and the tackle is missed.
Well, that's good that he missed the tackle because he lost 4 or 5 more yards.
Catch was made by Parker Gila, who made the score for the Buckeyes earlier in the game.
And Keelan did a good job staying in the presence and playing through the whistle, because he did look like a couple of Hawks that stopped there once they thought he was going to be tackled.
Pretty impressed with Tennyson just standing up and delivering that ball. I mean, Elrod was coming straight at him, so he saw him coming and still made a great pass. Pass is complete to Guidry over on the left side. He's brought down inside the 50, near the 45.
Yeah, McFadden played that stack very well, limiting that gain.
And that's the play that we talked about in pregame a little bit that kind of got us last week for the big 25, 30-yard gains that limit to 4 yards right there.
Expect him to give it to Haynes here. No, Tennyson on the keeper. Everybody was expecting Haynes. So Brandon Tennyson kept it up the right side and brings it down to about the 34-yard line, 35-yard line of the Pleasant Grove Hawks.
Well, if he had the option of pulling it or not, he made a great call.
Yes. It would be 4th and 8 if he didn't.
Yeah, this is the most pressure I've seen the Hawk defense give an offense this year.
That's a good sign. You know, quarterbacks start feeling that later in the game when they keep getting hit over and over.
Guidry goes in motion, comes inside on the set. Tennyson pump fakes. He's got a receiver open in the middle of the field. Throws him into the end zone.
Yeah, both McFadden and Keelan had him high and low there. Keep him covered. That was Rockwell. His ankle appears to be a little tender, so that may have been why
he didn't look as fast as what he normally does.
2nd down and 10 for the Buckeyes. It's a give to Haynes. Starts out right, comes back left. Depends on the spot. He might have got the first down. They mark him a couple of yards short. Third down and 2.
Yeah, Corey Martin was there to make that stop. Kari Johnson coming up to give some help.
To give to Haynes again. Spun out of the first tackle, and he's met just past the 25-yard line, but picks up the first down for Gilmer.
Well, Jonathan Ketchum was there on the stop. Big Darrell Smith Jr. coming in.
Llewellyn comes in motion from right to left. They drop it off to him in the backfield. Slips a tackle and picks up a handful for the Buckeyes.
He's a guy that just, when he gets the ball in his hands, even though he's stopped in the backfield, he tends to make something out of everything. Llewellyn, man, he's a great player to watch.
That's the end of the first quarter. As we take this break, we have a 7-0 lead by the Buckeyes. We'll come back in just a minute to begin the second quarter. Welcome back for the break as we begin the second quarter. We've got the Buckeyes on the 20-yard line right now, 2nd and 5. Tennyson pumps. He's got a receiver wide open. It's a Buckeye touchdown. That's number 2, Parker Gilo, with his second score of the evening.
And what a great shoulder pump to Llewellyn to get those eyeballs looking a little bit longer. A little pitch and catch.
A little stop and go right there. I'm going for it.
Buckeyes go for 2, and they do get it. That's number 18, Michael Colbert, taking it in for the 2-point conversion. So 11:52 left in the first half. The Buckeyes have a 15-0 lead. We're going to go to a break once again.
The best football teams in Texas collide inside AT&T Stadium, all battling to be crowned champions. Get your tickets now for the UIL State Championships. Be a part of this Texas tradition. Log on to SeatGeek.com.
All right, we're back from the break where the Buckeyes have just scored, about to kick it off to the Hawks. We do have a replay of that score we want to show you.
A little fake and go.
Good pump fake. Good play. Looked like the official was looking at one official looking at the other, trying to make sure you don't have any replay and at this level of football until you get to Jerry World. So,
Kind of call what you want.
well, if that would have been us, we would take that on our side.
No doubt.
So it is what it is.
It's tough. Being an official is very hard.
Buckeyes kick it deep. It's taken about the 26-yard line. Really nowhere to go. He got about a 4-yard gain on that kickoff. That was Jalen Boardley bringing it to the 30, where the Hawks will begin this possession. If you're a Hawk fan, you've got to feel good about the fact on the last drive, Gilmer really didn't stop us. We stopped ourselves on the penalty. And so you want to hope that you can correct that this time and drive it down the field and probably come close to wrapping up the half.
Yeah, if going into halftime you're within a score of Gilmer, I think many Hawk fans would take that, and then let's just make it a second half game and go on.
Johnson goes in motion. The give is to him. Well, from here that looked like a face mask, but I guess it wasn't. Couldn't really tell. I just saw him get spun around.
Yeah, Pleasant Grove is definitely running at Burton tonight.
I believe they gave him a yard. 2nd down and 9. Halter hands it to Boardley, and Boardley's across the 40 for the Pleasant Grove first down.
And it looked like one of their guys got a little confused because I think he was supposed to be right there where the ball ended up hitting, but luckily he didn't see who had the ball and kind of just chased. And they slipped through. Sorry.
And their second leading tackler was the one who made that stop there, Mr. Hernandez, who also doubles as taking care of their kicking responsibilities. And he actually leads the team in solo tackles with 67. And that's impressive.
Ball is at the 42-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Hawks. A give to Boardley once again. Not as much room this time. He might have got a yard out of it. 2nd down and 9 for the Grove.
Second down and 9 for the Hawks.
Davion Stewart carries up the middle. Slips out of one tackle. Gets down near the 50-yard line, couple yards short of the first.
I love the way he runs the football. He runs hard. He runs like he's 220 pounds, and the first person to get him never really brings him down.
He's done well all year, but it was like last week he just kind of went into a different mode. And so far in this game is doing the same. Officially 3rd and 1 for the Hawks, so big conversion play right here. The big carry for the Hawks picks up the first down. I wasn't sure who it was, so I didn't say the number. I think it was
Kari Johnson.
I thought it was Boardley. I'm glad I didn't say it.
Yeah, the stop there was by number 3 and number 6. You had Arona and Blakely there on the stop.
They definitely saw something on film with that play with the defensive ends. When they're putting that guy in motion, the defensive end is getting really, really wide. And so the guys are just cutting it up as soon as they get the ball. And, I mean, I haven't seen a negative play out of it yet.
Yeah, right now I'm just going to call that a win because it was 3rd and 1. And last week we had 2 or 3 4th and 1s, and we jumped off sides every time. So that in itself was a victory tonight. So give to Bordley. He's got room up the middle. Gets another Pleasant Grove first down. He's near the 27-yard line, moving the chains again.
Yeah, once again, that defensive backfield is having to make some tackles, and that's just going to be a great sign for Pleasant Grove. Taking us right to the 8-minute mark remaining in this second quarter.
I believe there's big potential. You could see that 2-point conversion really mattering. Johnson in motion, but he hands it off inside to Bordley. Bordley breaks free again, gets another first down for Pleasant Grove down near the 16-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like Gilo was there on the tackle there. Actually, that may have been a Rona again. The jersey was a little jumbled.
R.J. Collins ran into play for the Hawks, goes to the top of the formation as a wideout. Halter tosses to Borley again. A couple of yards for Borley on that carry. Be second down, about 8.
I believe we have yet to see a passing play from the Hawks, unless I missed one earlier.
Just the Kari to
We
Bordley.
threw the
Okay,
deep
that's
ball,
right,
the shoulder in the corner.
On 4th down. I guess in my mind I was thinking, has Halter thrown one yet?
You're correct in that statement.
It's been fun to watch him progress this year.
Halter gives, I believe that was Stewart. Either Stewart or JoJo Bailey. I believe it was Davion Stewart.
It was. And Bordley right there, after getting like 5 carries in a row, was a great lead blocker right there for him. I mean, he paved the way.
Yeah, he and Cade Martin were leading that scrum.
I'd like to probably see the same play right here.
Hawks have the ball at the 6-yard line, 3rd down, 3rd and maybe even less than a yard. Can pick up a first down without scoring. They give it to Bordley. Bordley jumps over a guy on the ground, bounces off another tackler, takes it down to about the 2 or 3 yard line, and gets a 1st and goal for Pleasant Grove.
It's going to be 1st and goal for Pleasant Grove.
With the other 2 games are going to be starting here shortly, but China Spring and West Orange Stark are tied at 7 apiece with about 8 minutes remaining in their second quarter.
JoJo Bailey gets the carry around the right side, doesn't get in for the score, but might have got a half a yard.
They actually brought him
like
back.
they're-
I didn't think I thought he got a yard.
Looks like maybe they brought him to about the original line of scrimmage on that possession or that play. 2nd and goal for the, well, they did back him up a yard. 2nd goal. Johnson in motion. Hand off to Bordley. They're looking for that. Bordley got a little closer, but not in. 3rd and goal.
No gain on the play, 3rd and goal.
Gilmer defense is doing a good job right here of shutting down the lanes. Got to wonder if the Hawks will decide to finally let Jarrett throw one somewhere. It's a handoff to Bordley again. Nowhere to go on that play. It's going to be 4th and goal. Big decision time.
And something that has worked a little bit in the past is just that long, wide pitch out to Bordley, just to get him outside a little bit quicker.
Down and goal.
Looking like Coach Gibson just saying that can't trade field goals for touchdowns. We either got to score or don't.
With the offensive explosiveness that Gilmer's had all year, that's how I would believe as well.
They're going to call a timeout.
That's correct. Timeout, Pleasant Grove. While they take the timeout, so will we. We'll be back with you after this break.
The best football teams in Texas collide inside AT&T Stadium, all battling to be crowned champions. Get your tickets now for the UIL State Championships. Be a part of this Texas tradition. Log on to SeatGeek.com. The light shines on local students making their mark.
We grind as brothers, and we won as brothers today.
We just have each other's back no matter what.
See what it takes to be the best in class. High School Spotlight, Sunday on Valley Sports Southwest.
We are back from the break, waiting on the teams to come back to the line of scrimmage. As we do, Pleasant Grove will have it 4th and goal, about the 4.5, maybe 5-yard line. About the 4.5.
Definitely want to take a moment to commend the Mount Pleasant ISD School District. They've got a great venue to be able to play some high school football. Definitely some great hospitality, and I love their school colors.
Kari Johnson comes to the wideout spot on the bottom of the formation. Hawks in the man in motion. Johnson fumbles the ball. And so the Buckeyes defense makes a big stand and takes the ball back at about the 23 or 24-yard line.
Yeah, that's the second fumble recovery that Burton has had this year. So rather than giving them about 90 yards to score, we've given them about 70 or 75 yards.
That was a great job by the Gilmer defense. They bend and bend and bend to get down inside the 10-yard line and then make a big stand. Tennyson looking to throw to Gio once again.
That was almost a pick six right there by Reese.
Yeah, Reese, that ball was a bullet.
It was.
And
I mean,
he
before he
just
even
missed
had
it.
his hands up, it went over his head.
Yeah, outside the press box down below us is where the Gilmer fans are. When that ball was thrown, you could hear a big sigh, a big moan through the crowd. Tennyson looking to throw again, nobody home, so he looks to run, and then he passes again to number 2, Gilo.
Pass complete.
Really good decision making there by Tennyson.
To the 29-yard line. Tackled by number
Gilo comes off the field hobbling just a little bit.
3rd down and 5.
Looks like Gilmer's going to take a timeout right now.
Timeout.
We're going to stay here during this break. So, guys, what do you think so far of what we've seen?
I like the move that Pleasant Grove has made to run the ball inside the tackles. They've had some great drives so far, but just like you mentioned earlier, that Gilmer defense just tightens back up once they get into the red zone, and Pleasant Grove's just going to have to find an answer to that. And I think they're going to have to get the ball out wide and possibly open up that passing game. I don't know if they're looking for it, but that Bordley halfback pass might be something to go back to.
Yeah, I think, the first thing right here would be try to get out of here, get out of this half being 15-0 and where they don't score another point and then you get the ball coming back out of half. You know, it's one of those things that you just got to hold them right here and try to make it to halftime, and then go through all those adjustments and see what you can do in the second half.
Yeah, I agree. This possession's a big deal. It's going to be hard in the Pleasant Grove offense to come back from being down 2 scores, but you go down 3, man, that's a monumental task at that point. Third down for the Buckeyes. Tennyson pumps to his right, throws a bullet to number 9, Rockwell. The catch is made inside the 40-yard line, about the 47, picks up the first down for Gilmer.
He's got a Hawk slow to get up.
It's R.J. Collins.
Timeout on the field.
And that takes us to 2 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in this first half.
Looked like a little bit of friendly fire right there with Zorian coming back and hitting the guy, and hit his own.
We've got a Texar replay. We'll see if we can pick up what happened in it. Looking for number 5.
Yeah, a little bit of friendly fire.
Yep.
The last 3 strides off the field, he did sort of have a little more giddy up in him, so hopefully it will just be a bruise or something.
Got 2 minutes, 10 seconds left in this half as the Buckeyes have a first down at the 38-yard line. Tennyson pumps like he's going to go deep. He's got a man wide open downfield. That's Fluellen.
Yeah, they've had a few of those all year, and that's number 10 for Fluellen.
The pump fake, and that's happened twice already tonight. The pump fake and then throwing it deep, it's getting our defensive backs. It looks like they were looking at the quarterback, and he's throwing the pump fake, and they're biting on that, and kind of just went deep.
So the Buckeyes kicked it the first time. They went for 2 the second time. Let's see what they do on this one. Jose Hernandez, point after is true, it's good. Minute 51 left in the first half, and Gilmer has a 22-0 lead over the Hawks. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with you in just a bit.
Providing excellent customer service while keeping everyone safe is a top priority here at State Bank. We are making your banking experience safer and easier with our new curbside banking program. Almost anything you need to do inside the branch can now be accomplished with curbside banking. Need to open an account, pick up a debit card, or hands-on help with mobile banking? Just pull into a designated curbside spot, call the number on the sign, and a State Bank team member will come assist you quickly. We are excited to bring you this convenience and are thankful to serve you. Your family, your bank, State Bank.
We're back from the break where the Buckeyes have just scored to take a 22-0 lead over the Hawks. Buckeyes are kicking it off again. Hawks have 3 guys back to receive. Gilmer kicks it deep this time, and Jalen Borley takes it about the 10-yard line, tries to go wide to the right, then breaks it back into the middle, brings it up near the 28-yard line.
The only good thing I could think of with Gilmer's scoring there is that they did leave at least a little time to Pleasant Grove to try to get it back to a 15-point gain.
Yeah, the Hawks have moved the ball well twice on the 2 possessions they've had, but obviously haven't capitalized on that. And the really bad part of that is when you take that much time off, you're hurting yourself if you don't score in the end of it. Jared Halter hands it off up the middle. I believe that was Stewart again. Davion Stewart with the carry. Past the 35-yard line, a couple yards short of the first down. So 2nd down and 2 for Pleasant Grove.
Pleasant Grove continuing to use that in between the tackles to try to get those rushing yards.
Johnson goes in motion. They fake the toss to him and barrel it up the middle to pick up the first down. That was Jalen Borley carrying for the Hawks.
To the 41-yard line. 15, Weston behind with the kick with the tackle.
Is that an official's timeout?
Looks like the chains are messed up again.
Official timeout.
Toss out to the left to Akari Johnson. Hit by several Buckeyes and brought down.
Yeah, the Buckeyes did a great job extending their defense to the sideline to keep that to gain to about a yard.
Hawks are going to have to take a shot of some kind. The clock running down towards halftime here. Johnson goes in motion again. Halter throws deep. That was for Torion Phillips, but falls incomplete. The handoff to Borley again, nowhere to go. It's going to bring up a 4th down for the Hawks.
Ward middle to the 43-yard line.
Yeah, that was Ward on the stop. Just basically holding him, keeping him to that short gain.
Buckeyes called the timeout with 15 seconds left on the clock. They'd like to get another shot. They know they can get behind this and get a score, so they want another chance at that. K. Martin comes on the field to punt for Pleasant Grove. Rohan Flewellen goes back deep for the Buckeyes at about the 25-yard line to receive. K gets a good punt away, bounces at the 15, down near the 10. Maybe the 11-yard line where the Hawks will down it. 4 seconds left on the clock.
Well, Gilmer did a good job getting some pressure on Martin, but he was still able to get that ball off.
Yeah, it looked like they kind of had a shot at it if they laid out a little bit.
Yeah, I think he saw it coming and definitely changed the angle of his leg. His ball was definitely had a low ball flight.
Guessing by the formation that maybe we're just going to take a knee here.
That's what it looks like.
That's it. That's the end of the first half as the clock rolls to 0. The Buckeyes have a 22-0 lead. What do you think, guys? Not really a lot of surprise.
Not a lot of surprise, but I guess I'll use the word just disappointed that Pleasant Grove was not able to get any points on the 2 drives that they had. Against a team like Gilmer, that can't happen.
Agree with that, especially when you think that the first drive stopped because of a penalty, and they didn't actually stop us on that. But then the second one, we get down deep in the red zone, inside the 10. We're inside the 5, if I remember right, and not able to do anything there.
Yeah, I mean, Pleasant Grove, really, when they come out the second half, on the defensive side, what they're going to have to do is just try to limit the big plays. I thought they've played a lot better than they did the first time they played, for sure, but the big plays are killing them right now. The pump and goes and just the deep passes and the run game, they're stopping that really well, a lot better than they did last week. Getting more pressure on Tennyson, and really just got to stop the big plays and then capitalize when they get a chance.
Yeah, the halftime adjustments are going to have to be huge. And, I know the coaches are going to be able to have some opportunities to, share some comeback wins that Pleasant Grove has had, some recent and some even going back to, I know Liberty Isle at one time had a 21-point lead over Pleasant Grove, and Pleasant Grove was able to come back from it. But these Gilmer Buckeyes definitely a different animal.
The positive thing is we get the ball coming, or Pleasant Grove gets the ball coming out of the halftime.
That's exactly right. Well, we're going to take a break here. We're going to let you enjoy the halftime shows from both bands, beginning with the Pleasant Grove Pride in Motion Band and the Showstopper Dance Team, and then be followed by the Gilmer Buckeyes Band.
Showstopper Austin Clark, Senior Lieutenant Tyler Kemp, Senior Lieutenant Lee Neal, Senior Lieutenant Hannah Holland, Senior Lieutenant Joy Coggins, Showstopper Captain is Senior Landry Trammell. The Showstoppers will form a palm routine to shake it off. And now, for your continuing halftime entertainment, please welcome to the field the Pleasant Grove High School Color Guard. Color Guard captains are Nia Williams and Hannah Price. Tonight, they will perform a routine to the cameo hit, Word up. Let's hear it for the Pleasant Grove High School color guard. The Pride in Motion is under the student leadership of drum majors Leslie Reyes, Maggie Arthur, and Miguel Rodriguez. Color guard captains are Nia Williams and Hannah Pride. Discussion captains are Julia LaVey, Zach Dooley, and Timothy Overlock. And captains are Casey Tuberville, Andrew Murphy, and Liz Silva. Hawk fans, let's also welcome to the field the Pleasant Grove High School cheerleaders. The cheerleaders are under the direction of Sarah Hopkins. Feel free to clap along as they perform the Hay Song. Let's hear it for the Pride in Motion and cheerleaders. All fans, get on your feet as the Pride in Motion closes out tonight's performance with the Pleasant Grove Fight Song. Let's hear it one more time for the Pride in Motion. The Pride in Motion is directed by Batsy, Tony D, Ed Grissom, and Jody Digby. The Pride in Motion would like to thank the following: PG Band Boosters, Superintendent Chad Myrtle, High School Principals Kristen Giles, Neil Kaiser, and Gary Hill, and our proud 2021-2022 sponsors, Dr. Kevin and Laura Forms, Red River River Service, Levy's Towing and Recovery, A Better Creation, Air Now, or Honda of Texarkana, or Honda of Texarkana, Roll Casa Organic, Schlotsky, Hawkins Tree and Landscape, Bubba Green Towing, Just Groovin' 24, and the Bandhouse Music Store. Thank you, Hawk Nation, for continuing to be incredibly supportive of the PG Band program. Go Hawks! Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the award-winning Gilmer High School Stars Drill Team, directed by Donna Lane and Lauren Murray. Officers, Masterized R, Emma Warden, Senior, Lisa Hamilton, Senior, Chloe Dixon, Sophomore, Sarah Warden, Senior, Lady Drake, Senior. The Stars welcome the holidays with a sparkling hoop routine to Santa's Parade. Attention, on your feet at the start, kick to the Gilmer Buckeyes Fight Ball.
They did good.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gilmer Independent School District is proud to present one of the most decorated military marching bands in Texas, the pride of Upshur County, the UIL Sweepstakes Award-winning Gilmer Buckeyes Band.
No, she did not.
I've done part of it.
I mean, she did part of it.
There's stuff that
We now feature the GHS Majorette as they perform a dazzling field routine to Blinding
And then
Lights.
the one year that we had 4 colors.
This is on heat.
They did great. It was really good.
And finally, let's welcome that amazing Buckeye football team back on the field with the Gilmer Buckeyes football.
All right, we're back from halftime. We hope you enjoyed watching both bands and both dance teams and a bunch of young men and women that put in a whole lot of work that get limited time to show everybody what they can do. But both fan bases and communities really proud of all those students and all the work that they've put in. So we roll into the second half now. Gilmer Buckeyes have a 22-0 lead. What do you guys expect to see in the second half?
I think a little more urgency by Pleasant Grove, maybe in their offensive side. You could definitely tell that that when they were putting the ball in, they're waiting until the last second, to snap it and trying to keep it away from Gilmer, which is very true. But now that you're down 22 points, you're going to have to try to put up some points and get some urgency going for sure.
Yeah, that's a great plan as long as you're putting points on the board.
100%.
But if you're not putting the points, you've limited your own touches.
Yeah, I think it's going to be important for Pleasant Grove to try to get this to just a one-score game by the time that the fourth quarter starts, and that's just going to be a tough task against this Gilmer Buckeye offense. They've touched it 3 times and scored 3 times, and the defense is going to have to make a stop or stops the rest of this evening.
Wouldn't be surprised if we see an onside kick again to begin this half. But what do I know? Deep kick taken by Alex Galvan at the 35-yard line and knocked out of bounds. So the Hawks will begin the second half at the 35, 1st and 10.
Alex Galvan, number 16, was returned for Pleasant Grove.
It will be interesting to see the adjustments that Gilmer does make with their ends and see if they maybe keep them a little tight.
Well, the first thing we notice is there's a new quarterback. Akari Johnson's in at quarterback in the shotgun. Akari hands it off. He's met at the line of scrimmage with nowhere to go, even a loss of 1 on the play. That was Davion Stewart, and the Buckeyes read that perfectly.
Yeah, Ward was there on the stop and was just basically there to lay on top of him.
Loss of 1 yard, 2nd down and 11.
So Johnson again in a shotgun. Davion Stewart next to him in the backfield. Johnson keeps it and tries to go right. Comes back left to the middle of the field. And again, nothing. Might have even lost a yard on 2nd down.
Yeah, number 4 and number 52 were there for the stop. You got Guidry and Ward back in on that play again.
No gain on the play, 3rd down and 11.
Johnson drop backs pass, throwing a deep ball downfield, overthrows his receiver who is double covered. That was intended for R.J. Collins.
Well, the sense of urgency was definitely there, but just didn't have any plays with positive yards. Pleasant Grove's going to have to punt the ball away.
Kay Martin comes in to do punting duties. Rohan Fluellen is back near the 30-yard line to receive this punt. Fluellen puts the ball on the ground, but he did fall on it, recovered his own fumble.
Number 17, Rowan Fluellen, fielding the punt.
Yeah, that would definitely have been a good shot in the arm by Pleasant Grove had that ball come loose.
It'd be like he caught it. The play before.
Tennyson calls for the snap. He's rolling to his right. He's got a slant across the middle. The ball is intended for Parker Gilo and falls incomplete.
That ball was thrown a little bit behind him there. Colin Manning there on the defensive stand there.
2nd down and 10 for the Buckeyes. Haynes goes in motion. Tennyson hits him in the right flat, and he's pushed out of bounds shy of the 25.
And Corey Martin came across with the running back, was able to make that stop.
Ball spotted at the 24-yard line, 3rd down and 8.
3rd down and 8 for the Buckeyes. Tennyson throws out in the flat to Fluellen. The guy Hawks missed a tackle, and Fluellen can just fly downfield.
Elrod was able to make a hit on the quarterback, but the Buckeyes breaking that tackle really hurts the Hawks and allows Gilmer to get that 1st down. Pleasant Grove may be bringing some heat.
Great move by Tennyson to duck the first swipe. He is brought down for a sack,
Quarterback Brandon Tennyson with the keeper, loss of 2.
but instead of losing about 5 or 6, he only loses 2.
Number 7, B.J. Rayfield.
Pretty sweet how he kind of ducked that first guy. Little tunnel pass to Fluellen. Gets up near midfield, about the 49-yard line, just shy of the 1st down, so it'll make it 3rd and 1.
3rd down and less than a yard for the Buckeyes.
Give to Haynes around the right side. He's got plenty of room. The flag on the field about the 48-yard line in the area where you typically see holding.
Yeah, it kind of looked like he just wrapped his arms around B.J. Rayfield and was holding his arms out after the flag came out. Usually a good sign that he did hold.
Well, if they didn't call it there, they could have called it downfield where they were holding the receiver. But, you know, in high school football, you can call holding just about every play.
Gilmer's actually played a pretty clean game tonight.
The ball is backed up to the 39-yard line. They'll play 3rd down over. Tennyson in the shotgun. Haynes next to him in the backfield. Tennyson looking to throw. He throws deep. That pass was intended for Keith Rockwell, number 5. It falls incomplete. It's going to bring up a 4th down for Gilmer.
Good to see Gilmer's punter.
Yeah, I would like to see him about 4 more times.
And our kicker.
Hawks aren't putting anybody back to receive the punt at this point. Now they're shifting Caden McFadden back. Oh, rugby-style punt. Catch it and run to the right and then kick it out of bounds. Punt went out of bounds probably around the
midfield, it looked like.
Wow, I was going to say 40, 45. Looks like they're marking it way on up.
47.
47, yeah.
What is that in the middle of the field?
Believe the pom-poms.
Pom-poms from,
okay.
From the halftime
there's some down the left end of the field.
I would think people would try to clean them up. Guess not.
A little bling on the field. Some of the Hawks are throwing it out of the way. Halter back at quarterback again. They hand the ball to Boardley, and Boardley gets maybe a yard or 2. I'm guessing it's starting to rain. We're seeing fans moving all over the place and getting up, and yeah, I see umbrellas popping out.
Yeah, the wind is actually picking up a little bit as well. Your flags are definitely going from the south to the north.
Toss to the right side to Boardley, slips one tackle and then takes a big hit to be brought down for a short gain.
Jarrett Halter was actually there.
Lead blocking
roles.
Yeah.
It's going to bring up 3rd down and 4 for Pleasant Grove. Johnson in motion. A pass is made to Bricker. Bricker makes the catch, and where they spotted it, he did pick up the 1st down. So good play for the Hawks.
Gilmer 41-yard line, 1st down, Hawks.
Yeah, definitely good play call, and Ben knew exactly where he needed to be able to make sure that when that ball did reach him, he had the 1st down.
Hawks are at the 41-yard line, 7.5 minutes as the clock is running, left in the 3rd quarter. Halter hands it off on the inside. I think that's Spencer Danner.
Yeah. I like change of speed that he hit right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brown was there to make that stop for the Gilmer Buckeyes.
Short gain on the play, 2nd down and 8. 24, Ryan Brown with the tackle.
I believe Danner was with varsity early in the season, and they sent him back to JV just to make sure he got some reps, and then brought him back up for playoff time. And he's going to be a name you're going to hear in years to come. Hand off to Davion Stewart. Stewart gets a couple. It's going to make it about 3rd and 5 for Pleasant Grove, 3rd and manageable.
Yeah, good stop by Hernandez to limit that gain.
Number 24, the Buckeyes with the tackle. 3rd down and 5.
Johnson in motion. It's a give to him around the right. He's got a little bit of room. Did pick up the 1st down for Pleasant Grove as the ball crosses the 30-yard line.
Yeah, it's definitely good seeing Pleasant Grove continue to move the ball this drive, but going to have to get some points on the board quickly.
Halter hands it off to Bordley. Bordley breaks it back to the inside again. I still keep thinking I wish they would come on outside. A little room out here after they've hit the inside so many times. Easy to say that from up here, though. Jalen got a yard on that carry, so it makes it second and 9, for Pleasant Grove. Hawks looking to pass. Ball is thrown to Torian Phillips. Did he make that catch?
He did.
I was surprised he was able to keep that.
Holy cow. Here's a replay for you. Texar instant replay. Wow, I didn't realize in real time, I didn't realize he caught it. Ball's at the 22-yard line, 3rd and 2. 4 minutes and counting left in the third quarter. Inside handoff to Caden McFadden.
Yeah, their leading tackler was right there for the stop, stood him up, and then just carried him into the backfield. Burton is just a beast out there on the defense.
Fourth down, the Hawks are going to go for it again. 3 possessions, they moved the ball well downfield and haven't been able to finish on any of them. 4th and 2. Buckeyes brought the pressure and just ate him up.
Yeah, that was Hernandez, and believe it or not, that was his first sack of the season. Came up at a big moment.
For a big loss, Gilmer will take over on down.
Tennis's pass is complete to Parker Gilo. It takes the ball past the 35 to about the 37-yard line. 2nd down for the Buckeyes. Just a little under 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Handed it off to LaDalen Jackson, number 21. He goes around the left.
Yeah, BJ did a good job coming inside, forcing him to go outside. And Colin Manning was able to force him to go out of bounds.
Third down for Gilmer. Llewellyn comes in motion left to right, bottom of the formation. Tennyson just dumps it off and got all kinds of room up the left side. Buckeyes are going to score once again.
And I believe that was number 27. He's just a sophomore for Gilmer, Tate.
Jose Hernandez's extra point is good. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the third quarter. The Buckeyes take a 29-0 lead. And with that, we're going to take a break for a minute, and we'll be back with you in just a bit.
A strong work ethic takes pride in a job well done. This is the kind of person you need. Express Employment Professionals can help because we understand what it takes to hire good people. It takes real people, real interviews. We find good people, matching the right skills for the right jobs. Express knows jobs. Get to know Express. Go to expresspros.com to find a location near you.
And we are back from the break where Gilmer Buckeyes have just scored to take a 29-0 lead. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the third quarter. Both teams coming back to the field to kick off once again. Pleasant Grove has moved the ball really well, but not been able to finish any of the drives. Defensively has done okay against the Gilmer offense until they've given up the big play. Kind of going blow for blow with them and then give up the big play. So not really a lot of surprise in what we've seen so far. Hernandez lines up to kick it off. Pleasant Grove has 3 guys deep to receive. Kickoff is taken by Jalen Bordley, working his way up the left side to bring the ball back to about the 40-yard line where the Hawks begin this possession.
40-yard line.
You never want to say a lead is unattainable to catch, but I believe Pleasant Grove's going to have to answer on this drive for sure.
Halter hands off to Stewart. He's got room up the middle. He's going to take it down 25, 20, 15. He's brought down inside the 15-yard line. So once again, the Hawks bring it down into the red zone.
And what a great run. Good effort to get through that line and then just extend that to about a 40-yard run.
Hawks have been in this area twice in this ball game and come away with no points either time. Let's see if they dial up something a little different this time. Alex Galvan wide on the bottom of the formation. A toss outside. That's Spencer Danner trying to make his way up the field. Gain of maybe 2.
23 to the 12-yard line.
Takes it to the 13-yard line, second down. I was watching the wrong guy as the Hawks take it in for the score.
Davian Stewart in for the touchdown for the Pleasant Grove Hawks. We do have a Pleasant Grove Hawks slow to get up. Joseph Bailey, but he was able to get up and get off the field.
Yeah, I was watching Spencer Danner and that. I really thought he was about to break it, and I realized he didn't have the ball, and I wasn't sure who had it. Enrique Rios' point after is good. So the Hawks get on the board with 52 seconds left in the third quarter. The Buckeyes have a 29-7 lead.
This is Brian from Flying Burger and Seafood, inviting you to join us for the fastest and freshest casual dining experience in Texarkana. Whether you're hungry for a freshly ground hamburger, the tastiest fried catfish, or some of our amazing grilled seafood or chicken, we have what you want, just the way you like it, and always with a smile. Fast, casual dining, just the way you like it. Flying Burger and Seafood, Summerhill Road. Oh yeah, don't forget to top it off with the biggest, baddest cinnamon roll you've ever had. See you soon.
We are back from the break where Pleasant Grove has just gotten into the end zone for the first time to make it a 29-7 ball game with 52 seconds left in the third quarter. Some scores of interest for you. China Springs is up on West Orange Stark right now, 10-7 in the third quarter. Navarro and Cuero are tied at 14 apiece. 2 minutes left in the first half for them. And Aubrey is up on number 3, Salina, 24-0 at halftime.
And Pleasant Grove tried an onside kick. Noble, a freshman, was ready for it, was able to get deep into Pleasant Grove territory for Gilmer. I actually like the call, just not the execution.
Well, we've been on the other end of that this year when Caden McFadden took one of those and ran it all the way back. That's a live by the sword, died by the sword moment. LaDalen Jackson is in the backfield now. Little jet sweep to Rohan Fluellen. He is so shifty, man. Even in being tackled for a loss, just watching him move across field is fun.
Tackled in the backfield by number 4, Colin Manning. Lost of one on the play, second down and 11.
That is to give to Jackson. He's working his way up the right side. He just beat the Hawks around the corner to take the ball down to the 5-yard line. Just really good run.
It looked like we had guys in the right position, just got outran, took bad angles, and got to the outside.
Yeah, he just had spurts of speed change there to be able to extend that run.
So that's the end of the third quarter with the Buckeyes having a 29-7 lead. We're going to go to a break, and we'll be back to bring you fourth quarter action.
A shield against the elements. Comfort in the midst of chaos. Shelter in the aftermath of destruction. For 75 years, Shelter Insurance has remained true to our promise to be there when you need us most. This is the heartbeat of our company, our why. Shelter Insurance. For your auto, home, and life.
In Arkansas, see Brian Bolt for a free insurance review.
We're back from the break. Buckeyes have the ball, let's see, 10-yard line. And we begin the fourth quarter with the Buckeyes having a 29-7 lead. We do have a pretty steady rain on the field right now. Tennyson looking to throw the corner route, trying to get to, was that Fluellen?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, that was McFadden on the coverage. I'm not sure if that ball was actually going to be catchable, but McFadden was there. Might need to look back next time, but he was there on the coverage.
Hand off to Jackson. He's going to take it in for the score for the Buckeyes.
We actually saw that a couple of times the first time that Pleasant Grove and Gilmer met this year.
Somebody has a horn.
Jose Hernandez point after his good off the hold of Caden Tennyson, who is the quarterback's brother. Caden is a freshman. And with that, 11:52 left in the ball game. The Buckeyes take a 36-7 lead. We'll bring them back on the field in just a minute to have another kickoff, give the Hawks another opportunity. But imagine for the Buckeyes, we'll begin to see some new names taking the field on both sides of the ball from this point on.
Yeah, the realization of the winner of tonight's competition is probably here. And I think when you go back into recent history, Pleasant Grove was with 5 wins and Gilmer with 5 wins. And looks like Gilmer is going to take the edge tonight with a win, should the outcome continue to be what it is right now.
At this point, Gibson's going to keep his guys fighting, just wanting to see them finish well, especially for his seniors. Kickoff is taken at the 10, trying to come wide to the right side. Not a lot of room to make any cuts up. The tackle is made about the 18-yard line, where the Hawks will begin this possession with 11:45 left in the ball game. Halter hands it off to Stewart. Stewart's working hard to get positive yards for the Hawks.
He did put that on the turf, but the Hawk was able to get that. Spencer Danner was in the right place at the right time.
There's a Texar instant replay for you.
Yeah, I was just going through the roster, and I counted about 9 seniors that were integral in this year's team. And to think that they have made it this far.
Davion Stewart carried up the left side, shy of the first down, but close.
And never had a win in middle school is pretty impressive.
Hand off to Davion Stewart again. Davion is just getting the hard yards tonight, earning every one of them. Second down for the Grove. Yeah, for Jalen Bordley, Jalen's a sophomore, and last week he passed 2 former Hawks on the 1,000-yard rushers list, and they were both 2017 guys. He passed Bruce Garrett, who was a sophomore when he hit that list, and he passed Chauncey Martin, who was a senior when he hit the list. As Davion Stewart carries again for another Pleasant Grove first down. And with this game tonight, on the all-time rushing list for a season, Jalen Bordley passes Antonio. Doggone it, Antonio's name is his last name is slipping me. Your quarterback.
Antonio Graves.
Antonio Graves. I kept wanting to say Antonio Watkins because that's who my son played with. I knew that wasn't right. But tonight, Jalen passes Antonio Graves for rushing yards in a single season.
Talk about a special player, Antonio was.
I wasn't here during those seasons, but that's always what I've heard.
No, Antonio Graves was.
No, he was a man amongst boys.
Yes, he was.
On the high school field.
You could see him from anywhere in the stands, and you knew the best player on the field was probably going to be him.
He said, I wasn't here. I never gotten to meet the guy, but I've heard about when the 17, 18, 19 Hawks were doing all that they were doing, about how he really reached out to Ben Harmon and just stayed in real close contact with him and congratulated him when different records were broken and all that. Pretty classy stuff. I believe that's Spencer Danner again. Danner picks up a first down. If Bordley could find the end zone in a rushing play tonight, he would tie Antonio for rushing touchdowns in a season. That was G-Baby getting the carry tonight.
Number 9,
Keelan Benton takes it out past the 45-yard line.
Ball spotted at the 44-yard line. Second down and 7 for the Hawks. Stewart out to the 37-yard line.
Davion Stewart carried for the Hawks, brought the ball inside the 40-yard line, about the 39, to make third down. Third and maybe 2. New score on the China Springs West Orange Start game, and coming to the end of the third quarter, China Springs is up 17-14. Keelan Benton carries around the right side, takes the ball inside the 35. Looks like they're actually going to mark it at the 35. But he picked up the first down for Pleasant Grove. Apparently I announced the score incorrectly earlier because now it's been flipped on the app that we follow. Number 3, Salina is up 24-0 over Aubrey at halftime.
And a score of interest is going to have Crosby leading Texas High 3-0 at halftime.
Well, that's a tight one.
Two powerhouse offenses are going at it.
Just under 6 minutes and counting, with the Buckeyes having a 36-7 lead. Pleasant Grove has the ball at the just barely past the 35, not even quite the 36. Second down and 10. Davion Stewart gets another carry. This is probably going to be the game that he's had his highest number of carries, I believe.
Jackson, number 14, with the tackle for the Buckeyes. Third down and
8. We haven't seen Bordley, a lot here lately. I wonder if he's getting a break or if coach is letting seniors play. Pass is thrown deep.
Yeah, I haven't seen Bordley in probably 3 or 4 series. I think when we scored, he wasn't on that offensive possession either. got hit in the legs that one series.
Fourth down for the Hawks. Flag on the play. False starts the called against Pleasant Grove.
Yeah, taking another glance at our roster as far as underclassmen that we'll be able to see next year. There's about 16 or 17 names that will make an impeccable difference. And I know there's been a lot of talk locally in Texarkana about Dave Campbell's just sharing that, this region has done messed up, allowing Pleasant Grove to play as long as they have this year, giving these young guys an extra 10 to 15 days to be able to play with each other and gain, additional experience. And, it's been a great, playoff run for this Pleasant Grove Hawks this year.
Yeah, for sure. These guys that are on the team now, just grinding hard. I believe there's a lot of belief in watching them for what's going to come in the future. Coach Gibson has compared this team a lot to the 2016 team that, 2014, Pleasant Grove went to the playoffs, lost in the first round. At that point, it had to play Gilmer in the first round. In 2015, the same thing, lost to Gilmer in the first round. In 2016, took a big step, and I think we went 3 rounds, maybe 4, but I think it was 3. And then the 2017, 18, 19 showed up. And so he's comparing this team to 2016 and then looking for the next 3 or 4 years, or hopefully even more, to be big stuff. Even with some middle school kids you've got coming up, we've had more people attending our middle school games this year than I've remembered in recent years, just because they've been so fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, both teams won district, 7th and 8th grade. It's probably been a long time since that's actually happened, when both teams win district and exciting to come.
Halter drops the pass, throwing a deep ball, trying to get to Torian Phillips, and it is picked off by Rohan Fluellen. And classy guy that Fluellen is, he helps the PG receiver up. So, good stuff.
That dude attacks the ball in the air, man. You don't see that a lot at the high school level, but when that ball's in the air, he usually is the one that comes down with it if it's in his radius.
Yeah, that is number 9 for the year for him.
People always ask about him, what year is he? Well, he's a junior. You'll get to see him again next year, and he's just one of those special guys. You don't like to have to play against him, but you enjoy watching him.
Yep. And there will be a Tennyson thrown to him next year, but it will be the younger brother.
Mm-hmm. Four and a half minutes and counting left in the ball game, and Buckeyes have the ball maybe at the 6-yard line. 2nd down. That was a handoff to number 29, Ashland Haynes, and is called a safety as he is brought down in the end zone.
And I believe that was Reese Elrod there on the tackle.
That's cool for Reese. Reese is a senior, and he's kind of been the spark plug for this team all year long. Was it Reese?
I think it was Zorian.
Yeah, it may have been Zorian in there too. I think Reese came in maybe late.
Here's your Texar instant replay.
Oh, yeah. Definitely Zorian.
Yeah, that was Zorian got in there. And Zorian's the guy Coach Gibson talks about. He's got a motor on him.
Long and lanky, man. I just wish he wouldn't have been hurt earlier in the season to watch him grow up through the last, I guess we only had him for 5 or 6 games, this year. And he's definitely made an impact in all of them.
So with that, the Hawks will put 2 points on the board, and to get an opportunity to get the ball once again, they'll have about 4 minutes left in the ball game to see what they can do with it. Kick is taken. Keelan Benton, G-Baby, lets it get past him a little bit and then picks it up and takes it back past the 25-yard line, maybe the 27-yard line. The Hawks will have possession with just under 4 minutes left in the ball game. Halter looking to pass. Davion Stewart has a reception for the Knights. It's been a big evening for him. Takes the ball down to the 40-yard line for a Pleasant Grove first down where he's pushed out of bounds. Guess he didn't go out of bounds. The clock's still running. Looking to throw again. Intended for Torian Phillips.
I think if Torian doesn't stumble right there, it hits him right in the face.
Pretty good ball, it looked like. Because of the stumble, he wasn't ready for it.
I think he might have twisted his ankle a little bit.
Davion Stewart breaks free.
What a fun runner to watch.
Man.
He ended up getting 5 out of what looked like it was going to be nothing. Get your Texar instant replay of that one. Met in the backfield, then still gets 5 out of it. Third down, 3 minutes left in the ball game. Officially, they gave him 4.
Oh.
Halter threw a really good ball. We do get a pass interference out of it.
I thought they were going to call offsides too there, but even a better penalty.
Yeah, that pass was to Alex Galvan, one of our integral parts of our state championship baseball team. So be good to see him again throwing and pitch and hitting again in the spring.
Halter gives to JoJo Bailey, trying to work his way around the left. Positive yards for JoJo. Gain of about 2. Second down, 2.5 minutes left in the ball game. Hawks looking to finish well. Halter drops the pass, throws a deep ball. Catch is made. I believe that's Torian.
Torian Phillips. He's gotten a lot of reps today out there at receiver.
Torion's the guy you're going to enjoy watching in just a couple of weeks on the basketball court.
Yeah, and then the next 2 more years after this year.
Yep. Hand off to Davion Stewart. Davion's just shy of the goal line.
Middle down to near the goal line.
Love to see that senior get another one tonight.
First down, Hawks.
I'm just wondering if maybe Torion could get a little more height than speed, and maybe see a little bit of Carson Cox in him.
No doubt. I think he's a little bit bigger than Carson Cox, size-wise. He could turn into his brother.
Jared Halter up the middle with quarterback sneak.
Halter with the touchdown.
Halter brought it in. That is a Pleasant Grove score. I was waiting to see the official signal, and he finally gave it. So the Hawks get on the board again. Jared Halter takes it in.
And fitting to see Jarrett get a score in this game tonight. He's done a good job leading these Hawks this year.
It's a kid I can't wait to watch grow the next couple of years. The way he plays, how hard he plays is truly awesome to watch. He's one of those guys that you want to come watch.
Hawks are going for 2. Halter back to pass, throws it into the middle of the end zone. It is picked off.
Colin Manning was there to lay the wood and actually separated the ball and was able to get it, but unable to do anything with it after that point.
That interception was made by 21, the Dalen Jackson.
I'm assuming you have to do it onside kick.
You would think so. We're drawing to a close of this as we've got a minute and a half left in this ball game. We were talking about Jarrett Halter a little while ago, so I'm gonna pick me out a guy to give a shout out to for this season, and Jarrett's gonna be my guy. I'm just super proud of Jarrett with all that was thrown onto him, with not being expecting to have to take on that responsibility after Akari Johnson got hurt. And, man, he's just handled it like a champ. I don't think you can ask any more from a freshman quarterback than what he has given you. He's never given excuses about anything or any mistakes. He's handled it all like a full-grown man. Said, give me the ball, I'm going to do my best, and owns his mistakes and has grown. You can see the growth through the season. So I'm just proud of that guy.
Yeah, I've enjoyed watching Caden McFadden come into his own. I think ever since the Carthage game, he's done a good job earning his spot on that defense, and it's been fun to watch him, and I'm definitely looking forward to what he can do over the next couple of years.
I'll probably call out a guy that just made the tackle right there, Reese Elrod, for what he's done, in his time here at Pleasant Grove. Obviously, this is his last game playing for the Hawks, and it's probably a bittersweet moment right now, knowing that's going to happen. For him, his journey was a little different than most guys. Last year he got on varsity at the beginning of the season, but wasn't playing much until we actually, midway through season, ended up coming up and actually started and was one of our best defenders probably at the end of that season, if not the best. And, watching him grow over the last couple of years has been awesome.
Yeah, his passion for the game and the respect that he gets from his teammates has been impressive.
Gilmer gave that ball that time to number 18, Michael Colbert, who is a junior getting some playing time tonight. We'll make sure we get to say his name. I think Reese probably gained a lot by getting to play next to or behind or around a guy like Nick Martin.
No doubt.
Gosh, I don't know that we've had many other guys that have had more of a motor than Nick had, and so when you get to play around a guy like that, that's special. clock is rolling down to zeros. The players are stepping out on the field to shake hands. And so on behalf of Pleasant Grove, I'd like to say congratulations to Gilmer on a great win tonight, on a classy win. They've always been good to us, and we respect them highly. And then for all of our Hawks, especially our seniors, just how proud we are of you guys. We went into this season not knowing a whole lot of what to expect, and you guys have just kept grinding through all the adversity you faced. And to go to the fourth round, I think, is really, really, really special, and some great days are ahead of you. So what do you guys want to say as we depart tonight?
Yeah, just thank you for listening to Texarkana Game Day. Like Quinn said, I think the brighter days are ahead of Pleasant Grove, but don't forget, this was the fourth round of playoffs. And that's quite a stepping stone with this team that we had that everybody doubted at the beginning of the season. And for what they did this year, it's truly a win for this team.
Definitely couldn't have brought this game to you without our premier sponsors. You've got Gregor Auto, State Bank of DeKalb, as well as Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital. And on behalf of Quinn Stanfield and Lucas Waka, we want to thank everyone that experienced this journey with us this year, and we wish everybody safe travels that did make the trip to Mount Pleasant. And the season starts tomorrow for these Pleasant Grove Hawks for a deep run again. On behalf of Texarkana Game Day,